So I was reading this like really good book on Ulysses S. Grant by Ron Chernow. And Ron Chernow is a great author. Like anything that he writes, I would recommend reading. And so it's like so definitive. There's so much detail. It's pretty amazing. But this one on U.S. Grant. So I got a lesson from this book. It was interesting because U.S. Grant had kind of failed in like almost everything he did outside of winning the Civil War. And so early in his career, like he went to West Point and like graduated last in his class, and then he'd gone to the West Coast where he was stationed, and apparently he had like some like dalliances with some senior officers' daughters, and he had kind of been a good time guy out having fun and not taking his career too seriously. And basically was asked to leave the Army, which he did, and then he went into business for himself and didn't do very well. At one point he like sold shoes, and that just didn't go very well. And then when he got into then when the Civil War happened, he got into, he took on what they call the Western Front back then, but it was Tennessee down to like New Orleans and Mississippi. He was very aggressive and he was very focused and he had a plan. He knew they had more resources on their side of the war. And so he attacked and attacked and attacked. He never let his enemies sleep. He didn't let them get any rest. He never gave them a break. I mean, he just attacked and attacked, and he was clever in his tactics. But the main thing was he never ever let up because he knew he had superior resources. And so he fought and attacked and just took the war home. And Abraham Lincoln was sitting there saying, wait a minute, back over here in the East, in the Army of the Potomac, I've got all these generals that graduated like at the front of their class at West Point, and they're not doing shit. They're not getting anything done. I can't get these guys. I gotta, see if I can fog a mirror. I can't get these guys to do anything. I can't get them to attack. They like to march around and talk about things and pontificate. I can't get them to actually move and take action. He started noticing Grant. And so finally he said, you know what? I don't need these pedigreed guys, these aristocratic guys from the Northeast. He's like, what I need is somebody that's a can-do person that can get the job done. And so we know the rest of the story, that he was brought over to the main army, and then he took over all of the army for the Union, and he ultimately won the war because he said, we're gonna take action, we're gonna attack, and we're gonna make this thing happen. Which is like, there's so many parallels in history. I mean, the Roman Empire was kind of like the same way. It's like, they never let up. They lost battles, but they won wars. They would never ever let up. And that's exactly what Grant did. Later, when he was a president, a lot of people consider him a failed president. He was very naive. There was a lot of corruption. He just maybe over-trusted people. But he found the one thing that he was good at, and that's that one thing being, one of the greatest military generals. I know a lot of historians that say he's the greatest military in American history and one of the greatest in history. And is to think about somebody that didn't do well in pretty much every other endeavor that he had in life, but this one thing he was brilliant at. And isn't that just like such a lesson for find the thing that you're great at and do that thing and be the best at it. You got to find that thing, but if you find that thing, hold on to it and do that one thing and do it better than anybody else. So that was the lesson. I think it's a pretty good one.